Hi, I'm Jordan Armstrong. I'm a singer-songwriter from the South Shore of Massachusetts. I recently graduated from Berklee College of Music and am on my journey of releasing music and building an audience.
Jordan, you're going to be playing a show in New York City on September 29th, 2022. What can you tell us about this show?
This is one of my favorite shows to do. I did one last February. It's called Writer's Block, which is this great show that brings together unpublished songwriters where we can share our music. And I love it particularly because it brings together a lot of like-minded individuals and gives me access as an artist to an audience that really wants to hear my music and is interested in meeting and learning about new artists. And it's a really special, intimate way of sharing my music.
How did you come up with the concept for the Pity Party music video and the Even If music video?
So the Even If music video came from, well, part of it is logistics of a music video when you're an independent artist and like thinking of ways you can create a special video while also using what's at your disposal. So I thought it would be really cool to take the concept of the song, which is basically learning to mature in relationships and having this anger towards a relationship ending, but then also wanting somebody you love to be happy. And I thought centering it more around my personal emotions and creating this pity party of like what's basically going on inside my head and just bringing it to life would be a good way of showing how I truly feel about what I'm saying in the song, which is, yeah, I'm mad, I'm angry, I'm sad, but I want this person to be happy. So I'm the only one who's gonna really go through these emotions. I don't need to throw it out into the world or throw anybody under a bus. It's just me processing these relationships. And I thought a pity party was a good way of expressing how I was coping with what the song is talking about.
And what are your thoughts on the songs When the Summer Ends and The Bubble?
When the Summer Ends is one of my favorite songs I've written, and it was right before fall of last year, so 2021. It was my first fall not being a student, and I think you really start to understand how your life had always gone in this cycle of school starts in September and things change in September, and you get to the summer, and the summer feels like you're finally on a break, you're finally happy, and how that affects you psychologically. And I just kind of became obsessed with it and how my relationships functioned in this September to August instead of January to January cycle. And I think it's very on point for who I am as an artist right now. Bubble for me was a great first release. It was my debut as an artist. A lot of people didn't know that I was a musician, let alone a songwriter. So I think the song talking about the fact that I am an overthinker and a lot of people perceive me as someone who might have it all together. I think it was a great way to kick things off for me and my songwriting and introducing myself to the world as also introducing like myself as somebody who does have a lot more going on than may meet the eye as many do.
Do you feel as an indie artist that you're better off to release songs as singles instead of releasing them on an album?
Definitely. I think the landscape of music has completely changed and it does change like every year. But when I was younger, albums were everything, and you had a few singles before an artist released an album, but they were always releasing albums. Now, with the way people consume music, attention spans are shorter, and you need to catch the attention quicker. And the way, as artists, we have to use social media as our like main functioning tool. Releasing singles gives us the ability to get the attention maybe better than we would if we are giving them a whole album to consume. It's good to have more music for people to go look at if they fall in love with your music, but it's also hard to keep people entertained these days. I think just because we have so much to consume and access to so many different things and platforms, it's just different. Listeners are different nowadays. So singles seem to be where everybody's trending. And then once you've built up more of an audience, it's easier to release that album because you have more people dedicated to your music and willing to go and put the time into your music.
So after watching some of your videos, I have to ask you, was that McFlurry machine really out of order?
Yes, it's always out of order, I swear.
Great. The local McDonald's, same here.
Yep.
Sometimes I think they do that on purpose.
Yeah, for sure. Those poor workers, I would do the same thing at Close. Yeah, we don't have ice cream. Go away.
In what ways do you feel going to the Berklee School of Music enhanced your abilities as a songwriter?
I think it's like if you're a natural talent at something, at anything, take a sport, for example. You're great at soccer, but you never go in your backyard and work on dribbling. You never go in your backyard and kick at a certain spot in the net 1,000 times. You're not going to be able to really hone in on your skills. And I think Berkeley made me hone in on my skills. It made me think about it in a much different manner than I usually do, because for me, music was always like a natural instinct. But to make that natural instinct a craft is something that's going to make it a career for me. So combining those two sides of myself is again what's going to make songwriting more of a successful endeavor for me. And Berkeley really gave me that. It taught me how to edit my songs. It taught me how to make my songs effective, because I used to write songs and just I would it was almost like I was like when the Beatles first started off, they did their songs verse chorus, like, they did their songs down to a T, but then as their career progressed, they were able to really step out and do crazy things with their music. But I was kind of doing the crazy things in my music. I needed to be taught how to structure and how to edit and how to make it consumable for the listener and get my point across better. And Berkeley really gave me that, and I'm really grateful for it.
In what ways do you feel your writing world is free of boundaries?
I think it's completely free of boundaries because I'm not looking to be something as on the same wavelength that Berkeley gave me structure and gave me the ability to really hone my craft. I also still find myself um, prioritizing that I don't want to be somebody. I don't have to be in this box. And as a like a listener to music myself, I care more about the song than I do about the genre, about the artist. If the song speaks to me, I think I'll listen to it a million times. It doesn't matter if I'm listening to a country song and then it goes straight to an R&B song, or if I'm listening to a folk song and then it goes straight to like an EDM song. I just want to listen to a good song. And as an artist, that I just want to create good music. I don't care if it's a song that combines a million different things. I think that's what people want. They don't want to hear the same person a million times. And I think the success you see in the industry is when someone brings something new. So I'm passionate about bringing something new and not being just another Billie Eilish, not being another Taylor Swift, not being another anybody. I just want to be Jordan. And so, as someone who consumes pop and also consumes 70s rock, you just see those things combined, and I think it's gonna bring something different and cool, and yeah.
At what age did you realize music was your life's calling?
I usually say I came out of the womb knowing it. As soon as I was able to process and function a thought, it was, "I'm gonna be a singer. I'm gonna be a famous singer. I'm going to write music." I have endless journals of me writing music from when I could write 2 words or speak 2 words. I was putting together songs. It's just something that's innate, and I don't think there's anything else for me to do in this world, so unfortunately, it's what I'm gonna have to go after no matter how long it takes.
Are there any venues in Massachusetts that you're really looking forward to performing at?
Well, definitely House of Blues is, like, one of the big ones that I dream of performing at. I love every single concert I've ever gone there, and then one day we'll get to Fenway, and then we'll get to Gillette. We'll get there one day. Those are the goals.
If you were stranded on a desert island, what three things would you bring with you?
Definitely my guitar, um, some mashed potatoes because I can't go a day without mashed potatoes, and let's think, maybe a Tide stick. I think I could probably still stain myself on a stranded on an island. I would find some way to ruin whatever I was wearing. Maybe I wouldn't care, but I have to have those things with me at all times nowadays.
Do you see yourself someday making a music video at Gurnet Light?
Definitely, definitely. It's my favorite place on earth. I think once you've gone there, there's nowhere else you wanna go. I mean, there's plenty of places, but it is home.
Awesome there.
Yeah.
How can people connect with you online?
You can connect with me on Instagram, on TikTok. I am working on getting more up on YouTube. I have my music video under my labels, YouTube, Zodiac, and I'm gonna continue. I have a link tree that gives you access to all the information going on with me, but I'd say Instagram's a really great place to start, and it'll lead you to lots of different ways to engage with me and my music.
I noticed after checking out your Instagram page, you put up a lot of music up there. Uh like
Yeah.
like sometimes several times a day.
Mhm.
So if people want to hear your music, that's probably the best place to do it.
Definitely, and I also TikTok, I try to stay, very consistent there as well. I put up a lot of I write every single day. I'm always songwriting, so my capability to release music versus being able to just get down with my guitar and give you a snippet of what I'm writing that day is different, so I try to give people as much as I can because I'm always writing music, and maybe it's not necessarily on Spotify, but it's up there for you to engage with.
If you were going to write a song based on how your day is going today, what would you title that song?
Hmm, learning to say no.
That's a good title.
I'm yeah.
Jordan, thank you so very much for your time. I wish you much success.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with me.
You bet. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you at House of Blues someday.
Yes, me too.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you. This has been a Need 406 presentation.